Positional words can be a massive problem for young children. We've probably all had that experience where you say something like, Billy, can you put your shoes in the box? And Billy will put his shoes next to the box or under the box. Or maybe you say something like, Bertie, could you come and sit next to Amelia? And Bertie will come and sit behind Amelia or in front or on top of Amelia, all that kind of stuff. Positional words, they take a lot of getting used to for young children. Luckily, there are 6 top tips that I have learned over 10 years of teaching young children, and I'm going to share them with you today. So here we go, 6 top tips for teaching positional words. Number 1 is there is an order that you need to follow. Some words are much easier than others. It's best to start with the easy ones and do the harder ones later on. For example, the really easy ones are things like in, on, under, words like that. The next step are slightly harder ones. These are words like inside, outside, over, on top, and stuff like that. Stage 3, slightly harder again. These are words like in between, beneath, beside, and the hardest level of words, the 4-step kind of word levels, is left and right. This takes quite a few years, I'd say. Most children, even when they're 7, sometimes have a bit of an issue with left and right. So let's keep that one to the end. But there we go, stay in order. Top tip number 2 is use books. I would say this is the number 1 way of teaching positional words, is using books, other than real life experiences. So, use some books. Here's some great ones to use. This first one is called Where's Spot? This is all about Spot the dog. He's gone missing before lunchtime. Where could he be? And it's all the kind of stuff like, is he behind the door? No. Is he inside the clock? No. And all this kind of stuff. And it just kind of carries on like that. There's lots of in this book and inside. There's lots of under. And it's just a great book for getting them to understand what the words mean and also acting out the words as well. Getting them to kind of use their arms and go like, is he in the clock? Is he behind? And all that kind of stuff. Another great book is this one. This is an absolute old chestnut from the old days. It's probably like 40 years old or something, but an absolute belter. Rosie's Walk by Pat Hutchings. All about this hen that goes on a walk basically through the farmyard. The fox tries to catch the hen but has terrible injuries. Children find this hilarious. Like the fox will get whacked in the face by a rake, for example. Loads of great words in this book like in, on, through, under, all that kind of stuff. Like for example, Rosie the hen goes around the pond. The fox lands in the water. She goes over the haystack and all that kind of stuff. Really simple, great for even very, very young children, this one, and great for them to get them to kind of act out the words again as you read it and make it really interactive. This book features another video that I made about the 6 best math books. This is an absolute belter, up and down, a bit more complicated. It has lots of words in, lots of positional language. It's all about these penguins that go on an adventure, and it's things like he swam in front of the playful dolphins and behind the solemn sharks. So great for opposites as well, this book. Opposites and positional words, that's a top book to have a go of. Okay, top tip number 3 is using puppets. Puppets are like magic, to be honest. Lots of children are not massively interested in listening to adults sometimes, but if you get a puppet, it's a totally different story. They're suddenly kind of captivated and really want to listen to what the puppet has got to say. So, for example, we have this monkey puppet. If you've got something to go with it, like it could be a doll's house or a castle, that is a great way to do this game. Pretend I've got a castle, and you do things like the monkey is on top of the castle, or the monkey is underneath the castle, or next to, and all that kind of stuff. It's just a nice way for them to have a go of testing the words out. Before I go on to top tip number 4, I should say, please consider subscribing to this channel. Then you'll get notified of any new videos. There's going to be at least 2 a week, all about early phonics, early maths, literacy, lots of exciting games you can do with children between the ages of about 3 to 7, either if you're a parent or a teacher, or you work in a preschool, anything like that. Please subscribe and hit the bell. Right, top tip number 4 are positional word games. A lot of kind of old school games are great for this. One example is pin the tail on the donkey. You know, the classic game, you get like a picture of a donkey, someone has a blindfold on, and you try and pin the tail on the donkey's, where the tail goes, on the bottom of the donkey basically. Great for words like up, down, left, right as well, the really tricky one, and just getting children to tell the other children which direction to go. Another good one is blind man's buff, the one where you have one child with a blindfold on, and it's good to have some kind of treasure hunt, like there'll be a prize somewhere, and some children have to tell the child which way to go, like forward, left, right, back, all that kind of stuff. Both great games for positional words. Top tip number 5 is use pictures. For example, here's a nice simple game you can have a go of. The child has some kind of paper, if you have like a group of children, great, you do with all of them. And you say things like, draw a tree, for example. I'm just going to draw a nice simple tree. And then you say things like, draw the sun over the tree. Let's draw the sun. Draw a bird next to the sun. There's a bit of a dodgy bird. Draw a boy under the tree. Let's draw the boy sort of on the grass under the tree. This kind of stuff. So there we go, just a nice simple way of making it visual. Older children that are able to read can read sentences. You have a few list of, a few different sentences they can read, and they read the clues and draw the picture. Top tip number 6 is use songs. Songs are great for pretty much anything. They're really multi-sensory, get them really thinking and moving and all that kind of stuff. And there are a few great songs for positional words. 2 that I've thought of are, number 1 is The Grand Old Duke of York. Great for going up and down and halfway up. Great to do that one with a parachute as well. You're all holding the parachute and you do all the up and down bit together. They really get to see the up and down into their minds. Another great song is the Hokey Cokey as well. This is great for words like in and out in particular, as well as the classic left and right stuff as well. 2 great songs they're really going to enjoy. Okay, those are the 6 top tips for teaching positional words. I hope you've enjoyed this video. As I say, please do consider subscribing, and I hope to see you next time.